of those thousands, if there are thousands of victims, like, were they all abused by Ghislaine and Epstein? Are you kidding?
He is horrified. The whole thing a hoax. It's been misrepresented. He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
Let me give you the name of one of the billionaires who's running $2 million of ads in my district.
Oh, so that's what it's about. He's running money against your re-election campaign. Very curious statement from the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. He was out doing a little bit of a scrum with CNN, Manu Raju right here, and he explained that Trump used to be an FBI informant. Everybody went, what? Are you serious? And we've heard rumors about that, right? That Trump may have turned in Epstein and have been facilitating some of the investigation because Trump knew a lot of the same people who were in that upper echelon of society at the time. And so this is a very curious development because we're asking ourselves, why, if this is true, if Trump was an informant, why are we not just learning about that? Why is he not explaining that? Just saying, yeah, here's the documents. I was not involved in anything. We tried to, prosecute this dude and we did our best and the FBI botched it and all the things. Like, if Trump's an FBI informant, it sounds like he's probably one of the most innocent people in the whole thing. Because I saw this pervert come in and that would make him a hero of the story, right? So I'm wondering why now we're getting this leak. And I'm also wondering if it was intentional or not, right? Because Mike Johnson is confirming it. It's been in the rumors, lots of, different lawsuits and documents making that allegation, saying that Trump had been an FBI informant, rumors about it. But now the Speaker of the House is confirming it. You got to imagine he's seen some good intelligence and now he's kind of, dripping this out. What are you guys talking about? He wasn't involved in any of this, obviously. That part of this conversation is the hoax, saying that Trump was involved or that the Republicans are complicit. And it's honestly the only thing that they have to talk about right now. It's really embarrassing for them. But I was scrolling around prepping for the show and I saw these clips of Rosie O'Donnell and the other dude, Jim Acosta, two of the most insane people maybe ever to be in politics or political commentators. And they were talking about Epstein and they were just coming up with crazy stuff like Trump paid Epstein $1 billion. Acosta's talked and they looked demented. Honestly, it's like, guys, you got to talk about something else. Your whole party's coming to a crashing halt. You have no policy. You have no candidates. You have nothing to show for anything. So they're just, really kind of psyching themselves up on this Epstein thing. Anyways, here is what Mike Johnson said. So we got the full clip here. It's over from Way 31 News. Raw video from the reporter who was in the room. Here's what it looked like.
Soon. We're working through various ideas on what that can entail, and really a nationwide crime bill is one of the things on the table. A couple of the areas that we're looking at specifically initially is the juvenile crime problem, which is a big thing around the country that there's some ideas on how to address, and also these restrictive policing policies that have done real harm in major cities. I mean, the same people that were very vocal about the defund police movement now seem to have awakened to the reality and recognize that more policing is helpful, and so we're going to address some of those things.
Mr. Speaker, do you think that Thomas Massie deserves to be reelected?
Thomas Massie has to make that decision himself. I mean, he is actively working against his team almost daily now, and seems to enjoy that role. So he is, deciding his own fate. I have bent over backwards to help every member of my conference. As you know, the Speaker's job is to lead the Incumbent Protection Program, as I call it. I've had long, thoughtful discussions with Thomas Massie about some of his antics and the way he openly attacks me online almost every hour of every day for sport. Totally unfounded. My way is to reach out an olive branch to everybody and try to be a peacemaker, and some people make that very difficult for me.
Do you think that he's going to succeed in getting the 6 signatures for this vote?
I don't expect he will, but the whole effort has been mooted. It's not necessary anymore. Let me make this very clear, as we've made several times the last couple of days. The Oversight Committee's effort goes further than the discharge. It requests and seeks and is actually gathering more documents, it's even anticipated, by the discharge. The discharge is poorly written. It does not adequately protect innocent victims, and that is a very important thing. It doesn't even protect whistleblowers or confidential informants or undercover law enforcement agents, which are critical to protect in sex trafficking investigations, obviously. It has lots of problems. The discharge petition goes after the Epstein estate files, which is, we're told by people who know, a treasure trove of information. Discharge doesn't cover it. Discharge doesn't go after the Treasury, the banking records that the Oversight Committee does. They're already gathering that. So
what the victims wanted, the victims came up here asking for.
I spent 2.5 hours with the beating victims, 6 of those women who were the leading spokespersons yesterday.
The co-conspirator
They
too?
sat with the entire oversight committee, and as you all know, we've got some real bulldogs on both sides of the aisle in that room, fiercely committed to taking care of this problem. With tears, they told us how grateful they were to have leadership of Congress and all these members dialed in on that. Now, we tip our hats. We are so proud of the heroism and the courage of these women who came forward and put their names and faces on this effort. But remember, they represent as many as 1,000 other women, most of whom are not comfortable coming forward. So what we have to make sure to do, I'm a lawyer, I understand our responsibility and I understand the nuances of this. The details matter in how you do this.
Okay, so again, of those thousands, if there are thousands of victims, like, were they all abused by Ghislaine and Epstein? Are you kidding? Like, where is one of them? There's not one woman in there in that whole number who can come out and pin someone else with this. Of the 1,000 people, they're all freaked out. They're all so scared. It makes no sense. They had a microphone standing in front of Congress with every single media sprayed on them for about 2 hours, and we got almost nothing out of it. In fact, it was longer than that because they had a pre-press conference before the official press conference. So it's now thousands of women.
You have to protect the innocent victims who do not want to come out and stand behind the microphones. And I think the women who spoke yesterday clearly understand that. They told me that themselves.
Honestly, it doesn't make any sense, okay? Thomas Massie trying to release information on all those 1,000 victims as well?
In fact, I met with him privately before he went into oversight yesterday, and I explained the necessity of that, and every single one of them nodded and said, of course, yes, please do that.
But Trump called it a hoax yesterday. Is
What
it a
Trump
hoax?
is referring to is the hoax that the Democrats are using to try to attack him. He has never said or suggested or implied. I've talked to him about this many times, many times.
It comes
He is
across as calling
horrified.
the whole thing a hoax.
It's been misrepresented. He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago. What he's talking about is the Democrats who are doing this with impure motives. If they cared so much about this, why didn't they do something during the 4 years of the Biden administration when the Biden DOJ had all the records? They didn't say a word about it. Now they're doing it for political purposes. Not everybody, but a lot of them. And that's what the president's frustrated about. And we all are.
Yeah, and they made it political. They made the whole thing political. We came here in good faith with open arms. Now, here is another one. So speaking of the Israeli thing, so this is Brian Allen. He posted this, and Thomas Massie came out. I think Thomas Massie's realizing this thing was a dud, which is why he had to come out and make this statement. He wouldn't have had to come out and actually name a name if it wasn't a disaster. And so he's now doing that. And he's calling out this dude, billionaire John Paulson, Trump donor, raised a bunch of money. They say he's confirmed in Epstein's black book. And again, the black book is basically irrelevant. It's a phone directory, okay? Unless you've got more evidence. Did any one of the 1,000 victims say that John Paulson attacked them or abused them? Not that we've seen. So the fact that he's in the black book is dishonest, I think, from Massie. So what? There's a bunch of people in the black book there, Tom. And they're saying now that this is, some evidence. And I think this is just like cope. This is Massie coming out and just trying to, finger somebody because he realized we didn't get anything.
Let me give you the name of one of the billionaires who's running $2 million of ads in my district.
Oh, so that's what it's about. He's running money against your re-election campaign. That's what it is.
Since I started this effort, his name is John Paulson.
Got it.
He's a hedge fund manager and a major donor to the Republican Party, a major donor to the Speaker of the House, a major donor to the president's campaign, and he's in Epstein's black book.
Great.
Now that's public, but that's
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. It's all public. It's irrelevant. You're just going for a headline here, and you just want to smear somebody who is now spending money against you, which you might have a problem with. Maybe you like Massie and you say, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't do that. But then he's just going to come out and kind of smear him. He's in the black book, and it's all public. You didn't give us anything. You didn't give us anything new.
indicative of the types of people who may be implicated or just embarrassed.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people. Reed Hoffman's on the list. Many
One of
others
the
went to the
billionaires.
island and more, but Massie's out, and he's now saying it's this dude. And this guy's name is John Alfred Paulson. He's got a New York-based investment management firm, and he's loaded. Earned almost $4 billion. Golly. Estimated net worth to be $3.8 billion. Daughter of Jewish immigrants. After dropping out of college, chose a career path, and then began consulting. Subprime mortgage crisis, support for Trump, wealth and philanthropy. Said married an Episcopalian, and they've been around for a while. Filed for divorce. She got $1 billion in damages. Wow, now he's married to a 35-year-old. All right. 15 pounds to go. Jewish FOIA fan with 3 Israeli flags here. Says Massey Massey says his Epstein victims can't name names after 20 years. 20 years, because they were too scared of being sued. For what, defamation? Yet at least 69 of them participated in at least 24 lawsuits and claims against Epstein, represented by top attorneys, and have already collected $365 million from giant banks. Somehow the secret cabal is tight enough to prevent dozens of well-represented former teen prostitutes, now in their late 30s, from spilling the beans on the identities of Epstein's alleged clients. We should immediately hire all of these victims and their attorneys as CIA agents because of their unparalleled ability to keep collective secrets for decades. Absolutely amazing, right? And so these lawyers are getting huge settlements, $290 million. That's a lot of money. A lot of people will say a lot of things for that amount of money. And Massey is complaining about the money, right? Money's being spent against him. The whole thing is just bizarre. Now, this was an NBC News excerpt, which really didn't go this anchor's way. She's like, you have evidence of Trump, right? Exclusive. Epstein and Maxwell survivors speak to Hallie Jackson. Did they say anything useful? No, of course not. And Epstein is dead. Maxwell's already got justice. You may not be happy with the justice that she's received, but if there's not any other abusers or co-conspirators who are worthy of charging, like, do you want to charge all the co-conspirators? Do you want to charge the other victim who was there saying that she was a pimp and brought other women to Epstein for her? Do you want to charge her? No. Okay. They don't want to. Okay, then that's fine. So why are the victims not mad at her? Because she was taken advantage of too? All right. So this just goes on and on and on. It was all about Epstein. And so it seems like justice was done. And here is what they said when they asked them about, did Trump do anything bad?
I do have to ask, and I know it's just something that I think we're compelled to at this moment, with the attention on President Trump, with these questions around a pardon. Did anybody see or hear of the president himself doing anything inappropriate as it related to Jeffrey Epstein?
No, nobody saw anything because nothing happened. So it's a strange story. Trump apparently is an FBI informant. Trump's a Fed? Well, he is the Fed now. He is the executive branch. He is the chief executive Fed of the entire country. And so it sounds like there's a lot of exonerative material that exists somewhere in the FBI files. We'll see if we ever get to see it, and we'll keep our eye on this one.